So I'm sure you have all heard of the Blessing Board game. It's where you can invest $100 for a chance to win $800. All right. This game is definitely not a scam, but there is a possibility you can lose your money. But if you want to cash out, I will explain to you how to do it smart. Okay. So this is basically how it starts. This is what the board looks like, but there's names in here usually. I just labeled it 1 through 15. So there's a start board. Okay. One person decides to start a game. They get 14 people on their board. Okay. That's like the very, very first start of it. So if you're good at hustling and you think you can complete a board and get 14 people, then by all means go for this. If not, you can join a game. Okay. So basically, you want to get in at the start of the game, no matter what. If you see people starting a board like this, and you're with people who will hustle, I would jump on this board, because once this board completes, okay, is complete with names, number one gets to completely take the money, cash out. Okay. So basically, when they cash out, I've seen some people reinvest to the next board because they think it's going to keep going. They want to help their friends out. And I've seen people just leave, but most of the time these are their friends in here and they want to help them out. So I've seen people do two different things. So let me explain. This board splits into two. Every time a board closes, it splits into two. Okay. This person is completely already cashed out. Number 2 and 3 get to go in the middle of their boards. You have to split it because this is the only way people can move towards the cash out spot. So 4 and 5 on here would be in the diamond. You basically split it in half. And 14, 15, 14, 15, 8, and 9 would all go into the 4 corners. So then we split this part. So 3's already in the middle. 6 and 7 go into the diamond. And 13, 12, 11, and 10 go into the 4 corners. Okay, I've seen people do one of two things. I've seen people just completely split the boards and venture off with their group. And I've seen people stay together and have an admin and just work the boards 1 at a time, 2 at a time, till they fill up. Okay. I've seen both methods go fast. If you venture off with just your group, so say these two separate, they want to work on their own. If you have everyone hustling, you can fill this fast and you can do the same thing, or you can keep everybody together, but you have to make sure you have someone who's going to be in charge, because it is a lot of work. So I've seen it successful that way, and I've seen it successful for a little bit this way. So when you decide to stay in a group, you have to think and do the math. So let's say they came from here. They all decide to stay in a group. Okay, guys, let's work one board at a time. Let's stay in a group. All right. So they complete this board. Say everyone works together. And at this point, you have all these people working together to get the boards complete. So everyone's inviting their friends. We're completing one board at a time. Then we complete this board. I've seen this method move really fast and look like you're hitting the money, because so many people are getting in because they're seeing other people get in. And then there comes a point where it stalls. Okay. So that's where you have to be careful. You have to make sure, if you do one of these boards that seem like they're going so well, that you get in early and not late. So this still is a good time to get in. Okay. When these 2 boards are complete, then it will turn into 4 boards. All right. So just look at it like this. 1, when it's complete, splits, turns into 2. Okay. When you stay in a group, there starts becoming a rotation. And eventually boards die down when there's a rotation, because a lot of people are waiting for their board to go in the middle. People have exhausted how many people they know and can't get people, to come in anymore. So if you're on like the first couple boards, it's pretty promising that you'll get your money back. So that will split into 2. This will split into 4. This splits into 8 when it gets complete. And so on. It doubles. So then it'll be 16, 32, 64. Okay, think of 64 boards or even 32 boards in a rotation. That is a crazy, crazy amount of boards. Obviously, this is the point where people are kind of getting mad because you're waiting 64 boards in a rotation just to even see your name again. So even if the first couple boards are popping, which they will be, I would not join. I mean, this is the board to join. But if you guys are going to stay in a group, I would honestly say I personally would not join after a couple boards in when it starts getting crazy, because waiting in a rotation of 32 people or 64 people is a lot. And you have to think, you're filling 8 spots. So say we have 16 boards in the rotation, okay? And we have 8 spots to fill. Say we're starting on board 1 again, and there's 16 boards. It is going to take us 32... Wait, I'm sorry. 16 times 8. It's going to take us 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 128 people joining before you'll see your board again. So 128 people have to get on these boards before your board even gets touched again. And then imagine when it duplicates. So say we do reach that number. So we reach 16 boards. We start all over. Our 16 boards then turned into 32 boards. All right. So we have to fill 32 boards with 8 people. So then that's 256 people before you see your board again. And you have to think you're just moving in one at a time. So it took 128 people just to move to that spot. And now it's going to take 256 people to move to this spot. Okay. And it's just going to duplicate every time. And then when you're in that spot, by that time, there's going to be 64 boards. And then you're going to have to get 512 people to sign up before you see your board in the middle again. So chances are that this isn't going to happen. I would be very surprised if people can work together to get 128, 256. So it is a smart idea to get on the first couple of boards, because if you don't and you invest on the 15th board or so, chances are you won't see your money. So if you play this game, make sure you play smart. If you do end up being in a large group and you're not seeing your board come up for a long time, things aren't moving, the best thing is to do is get a couple people to restart with you. Completely restart from scratch with you. And then you'll have a possibility of making you guys' money back. But you never want to invest in boards that are 32 boards in. It's crazy. I usually don't see a good outcome from it. So if you play this game, it's definitely not a scam, but you got to play smart. So good luck.